Very good morning to everybody. We are in the series of discussing Bhagavad Gita with the medical aspect. In this series, we are reviewing this presentation, few health issues described in Bhagavad Gita. We have to restart. I will have a small recap of previous sessions. Bhagavad Gita is a coded verses, is full of coded verses. We have to decode it with the medical aspect. Okay, so we discussed the how to fight with COVID-19 with Bhagavad Gita message. How to COVID care also. There is one sutra described in Bhagavad Gita. COVID prevention also we discussed. Then we discussed a very important pathology, which is a challenge to the current modern system. That is autoimmune cancer and cancerous pathologies. Okay, so how to deal with that, or what are the root causes of that? What is the best solution, or how to manage these autoimmune and cancerous pathologies is we discussed in previous sessions. After that, we discussed about the very important mental health issue, that is a depression, which Arjuna underwent the acute attack of the depression. So all the active symptoms of the acute attack of depression is described in Bhagavad Gita, and a solution for that is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. After that, we discussed about the how life starts. Okay, whether only the union of the sperm and ovum is the cause of the birth or something else. Okay, so that also we describes how because so many problems are congenital, from the birth, or birth defects are found. So and for that also how life start is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. And how when the life starts, that is a root cause, that only the Prakruti, or only the matter, union of sperm and ovum, doesn't lead to the starting of the life. When Purush or the Mahat Brahman enters in the zygote, at that time life starts. Okay, and from that point of life, few qualities are the fetus is carrying, okay, from his previous birth. That is called as a Daivi Sampat. Okay, so these are the positive psychological qualities. There are some negative psychological qualities also called as a from the birth. Okay, from the fetus have these qualities. Asuri Sampat. Okay, Daivi Sampat or Asuri Sampat. Not all the psychological qualities the fetus will be having. Fetus will be having 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on that person or depending on that soul, basically. So that soul, if the fetus is having this Asuri Sampat, it has to be decreased by our nurturing. Okay, we nurture our child. Okay, we give shape to his personality. So we have to decrease, or we have to limit his or her Asuri Sampats, and we have to nourish his Daivi Sampats, or the positive psychological qualities. Okay. After that, why? Because we have discussed the what are the consequences of the negative psychological qualities also, or consequences of the Asuri Sampat also. And depending on this Daivi or Asuri Sampat, that means positive or negative psychological qualities, the person adopt a kind of a behavioral qualities. Okay, we observe in society people behave in a different behavioral patterns. Okay, it depends on their childhood. It depends on their nurturing pattern also, along with his or her or person's sampat also. So sampat lead, or sampat decides the samskar, that is a behavioral pattern. Okay, or that depend, or something we called in yoga field, that is a trigunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. So depending on this Daivi or Asuri Sampat, the person have sattva dominance in the personality, rajas dominance in the personality, or tamas dominance in the personality. So that depends, all these samskaras or all these behavioral qualities depends on the Daivi or Asuri Sampat of the fetus. Okay, when the person is in the fetal stage. So let us today discuss about this psychiatry and psychology, because in the field of psychiatry and psychology, these three gunas, okay, these samskaras have the great important, very significant role. Okay, so let's start, because all the behavioral, because in psychiatry behavior has a very important scenario. So all the behavioral qualities is having extreme importance in the psychology or the field of psychiatry. So there are three kinds of behavioral qualities. One is liberative quality, that is a sattvic guna. So second is the dynamic quality, the behavioral quality, that is a rajasic guna, and third one is the elusive behavioral qualities, that is a tamasic guna. Okay, and each and every soul and each and every person has different combination, permutation and combinations of all these three gunas. Okay, or all these behavioral qualities. So let's start this, and this is well described because Bhagavad Gita is more concerned about the internal health, about the psychological health of a person. So this is well described in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita described Sattvam Rajastama iti gunaha Prakruti sambhavaha nibandhanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Okay, so Prakruti, okay, or the psychology of a person has, or the Apara Prakruti, okay, of the person consists of three gunas: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Okay, because in the field of yoga we keep on describing Sattva, Rajas, Tamas so many times, but we should know what is this, what are these behavioral qualities, or what are these three gunas. Jiva get attached to Prakruti with these three gunas. Okay, so that's why this Sattva Ramas, when the Jiva, or when the soul, or when the Bahad Brahman enters in the Prakruti, or enters in the zygote, at that time he is having, or he is possessing some kind of sampats, that is psychological qualities, and depending on that he lead to some behavioral qualities like three gunas. Okay, so Jiva get attached to Prakruti along with these three gunas during the process of birth, that means during the fetal development, and after that, after the birth of the baby, that three gunas starts getting manifested in the behavioral pattern. Okay, so all the behavior of a person, of a baby, or of a child, or of an adult person is depending on these three gunas, or depending on the permutation and combination of these three gunas, and basically that is a cause of a pain. If the person is having such tamas dominant, or is having the tamas dominant behavioral qualities, then he will be facing a lot of pain or a lot of discomfort. He will be having a lot of complaints about the life, and that depends which kind of permutation dominance we have in the personality. If the person is having more sattvic dominance or sattva dominance in his behavioral qualities, then he will face less issue, or he could able to manage his life very easily. So so we have to overcome these behavioral qualities, and then we have to get attached towards the purusha, or towards the soul. That is the main aim or goal of the yoga. Okay, so these three gunas, these three behavioral qualities are mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Let's start exploring the each and every quality with the help, because there is a different sutras described in Bhagavad Gita. So Sattva Guna is a liberative behavioral quality which helps us to liberate from these bondages of the Prakruti, or which even helps us to get freedom from our all issues, or maybe physical issues, maybe physical illnesses, psychological illness issues, or any life or any health issues. Sattva Guna always helps, or if we will adopt the Sattva dominance, then then we can easily overcome our health issues, maybe physical, maybe psychological, maybe cognitive health issues. So that's why it is called as a liberative behavioral quality. Okay, so what is that quality? Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena bandhnati jnana sangena chanakam. Sattva gun, it is a nirmalvat, being purest in the material world. Okay, this quality, or these people, the people who having this quality in dominance, they will be having a very pure heart. Okay, very kind hearted people are they. Prakashakam, illuminating. Okay, and they will be easily no, the people having sattva dominance, they are easily other people get attracted towards them because their personality is very charming. Okay, anamayam, flawless, innocent. They are quite innocent. Okay, so sattva belongs all these qualities, and that liberates jiva from all bondages. Bondages means our problems, our health issues, our psychological issues, our confusion, our conflicts. Okay, so the sattva always helps us to get rid of all these problems in our life. So sattva guni person, or the person who belongs more sattva qualities, or more liberative behavioral qualities, he remains ever happy. Okay, and he keeps on getting knowledge of different things, and with the help of that knowledge he can minimize this, or he can minimize his problems in his life, maybe health issues, maybe so many other issues, and he remains bounded by jnana and happiness. So he always remain happy, ever happy. First of all, he, whatever the worst or circumstances are there, the person who is having more sattva qualities always remains happy in whichever circumstances you put, or in whichever circumstances you put him, he will be happy. Okay, so we to be happy, because the main goal of our life is to be happy. Okay, for that we have to adopt the sattva qualities more. So, but there are still few bondages of sattva guna. Okay, though sattva, it is most recommended that sattva we have to adopt the sattva qualities. There are few bondages of sattva guna. They are intelligent, they are superior than others. Okay, they are highly skilled people. They know the significance of the material world. Okay, they know the limitations, they know the significance as well as limitations of the material world, so they don't get attracted. Okay, I know, if I know the importance of the money and the limitations of the money, then I can use money, but I will not be money driven person. Okay, so like that, sattva dominant people, or the sattva guna, knows the significance of the material world. The person is not saying that material world is useless, but still he know the limitation of the material world. So he lives in the material world, but he is not bound, or he is not attached to the material world. Okay, he can overcome material world very easily, and he doesn't get attached to it. He lives in the material world, but he don't get attached to it. It is not, the person is not influenced by any material pain and gain. As he is not attached, any material gain he is gaining, he will be cool and calm. Any material pain or any losses if he is suffering, then also he is cool and calm. uh, so if we'll, and he is always interested in all Vedic literatures, or all the basic truths of the life. Okay, or spirituality, or very religious activities. Okay, so that's why he has, and if you are reading all these books or all these scripts, then that leads to sattva dominance in your personality, and that will lead the happiness or jnana. Otherwise we will face in an illusion or ego, and being most intelligent. But so many people, they have the kind of a little bit ego of a sattva also. Okay, they get attracted towards the sattvic karma. Okay, and they get birth according to these sattvic desires. So sattva is also a quality where it is a cause of next birth also. Okay, so it is, and that's why sattvic people are also bounded in the cycle of birth and death. Though they are not attached to the material world, they are not attached to their desires, but they are attached to their sattvic karmas, that I want to do my duty. Okay, I want to do my job with the sense of duty. So this single desire of doing the work with the sense of duty becomes the cause of becomes the or make them to get engaged in this cycle of birth. Okay, but it is better than rajas and tamas gunas. Okay, to be in a sattva dominance, it is always better. This situation is always better than next to gunas. Okay, so for example, you'll find, how you'll find brahmins, saints, philosophers, scientists, teachers, philanthropists. So these are having the sattva qualities more. Okay, I'm not saying all these people are sattva dominant person, but mostly you will find sattva dominant people in this profession or in this field. And again, guna depends. Guna doesn't depend on the birth. It depends on your karma. It depends on your effort, that how much you are adopting. Next one is rajas guna. Okay, dynamic behavioral quality. This guna is really important in our life, because this makes us to do something, or the starting of the activity is dependent on the rajas guna. To start something, to finish something, or to move something in our life, rajas is very important. So what is the rajas? Rajo ragatmakam vidhihi trishna asangam samudbhavam tanmi bandhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Okay, what is rajas guna? Rajas is a raga atmakam. Okay, raga means attachment. Okay, raga means to getting attached to something, getting attracted to something, or getting some kind of a desires. Okay, if I will see one thing, I get attracted towards that thing, and then I possess the desire that I want that thing. Okay, so that is called as a raga. It is a basically raga atmakam, born or all the desires or all the lusts are born due to the rajas gunas. The people having rajas qualities more, or the people having dynamic behavioral qualities more in their personality, will be having will always have the lot of desires. I want this, I want this, I want to do this, I want to do that. So many, no, they're full of the day they get they awake, no, they will have the first 10 minutes of the day, they will be having a lot of desires. Today I want to do this, today I want to do that. Okay, so they will be full of their rajas quality, the rajas pradhan, or they are rajas dominant people. Trishna Sangaha. And after that, once they think in that first 10 minutes that let me have all these things, they start running behind that. They start actually doing the activities to achieve their goals or to achieve their desires. Okay, and they have a lot of lust or Trishna Sangaha due to thirst of ambition, or they that desires one day becomes their ambitions also. Okay, what is ambitions? It is a thrust or it is a kind of a thirstful desire. Okay, so they are ambition driven people. Yes, I will make it. If today I will not able to make it, tomorrow I will make it, next month I will make it, but I will not leave it. Okay, forget about good and bad, but these qualities they have or they possess. Karmas sangena. Okay, do sakama karma. Okay, so whatever the activities they are doing, whatever the karmas they are doing, that all karmas are sakama karma. Kama means vasana, ichha, or some desire. All their activities are desire driven activities. You ask them, why are you doing this activity? The answer will be, I want to get this, that's why I'm doing this activity. So each and every karma has the some kind of a you will find the desire as the base of their karma. Okay, they are doing all sakama activity, they are not doing any nishkama activities. They are not doing activities with the sense of duty. They want something at the end of that activity. They want some kind of a fruit of the activity. They want to some, either they want money, they want some kind of a fulfillment of the desire, either some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of rewards, so many things. For example, the children or the school going children study for the or study very or they work very hard, or they study very hard because they want to pass in the examination. Okay, so they at that age, maybe 10 years, 15 years, they don't think that that's my duty. As a child, it is my duty to study. That bhava or that feelings are not there. They want to pass the examination, that's why they are studying. If you will now in this COVID background, all the examinations has been loosened. Okay, so the children are getting promoted in next standards, or in next school hours. So then they are not studying at all. So their study, the habit or the work of study was the desire driven, because they wanted to pass the examination. So this is one of the best example of the rajasic qualities. So rajoguni person always get bound with sakama karma. Okay, so they are desire driven people. Okay, and they expect something from the activity. No, withdrawing the expectation or not expecting anything as a fruit of activity is almost impossible for these people. Okay, for the rajoguna or for this dynamic behavioral quality, if they will complete the activity, and if they are not getting any expected rewards or expected acknowledgement, they go in frustration. Okay, okay, or they undergo the depression, that I did so much hard work and I didn't get anything as a reward or as a fruit of the activity. So these people are rajas dominant people. Okay, this is a rajas dominance personality. So they expect something, and that's why all their activities, and at least if they are not getting any fruit of the activity, then they keep on boosting their egos. I did so much thing, but nobody is recognizing me, nobody is appreciating me, but I did that. They always highlight the things. I did that karma. I cooked for my family. I made this institute to be, or I'm working in this institute. Okay, so this I word. The people who use I, single letter word I more, you can call them as a rajas dominant person. Okay, their ego is too much boosted always. So there are a lot of bondages of the rajas guna. Okay, start of rajas guna is always with the opposite attraction. Okay, they get attracted. Whatever the rajas people are doing, it is the cause is always, or the starting is always attraction of something, uh, maybe of a person, maybe of a material thing, anything. Okay, so they leads to other material desires. So they are actually caught in the desires. Okay, their one activity will lead them in a next desire. So for that desire, they will conduct the another activity. Again, that activity will lead them in a next desire. So they are always caught in the chain or in the consequences of desires. They are caught in the cage or in a jail of desires. Okay, then they always need acknowledgement. They need appreciation from the society or from the people surrounding them. Acknowledgement or appreciation is a kind of a food for them. Okay, as you will acknowledge them, as you will appreciate them, they will become more and more happy, and then they can do a lot of karmas. Okay, so acknowledgement, they are quite needy people for the acknowledgement and appreciations. You'll find so many people like on social media today, in today's area. The people who are more active in the social media, you can say they are just dominant people, because they want likes, they want comments, and so many things. So they do so many karmas. Okay, for this need of appreciation and need of acknowledgement, they conduct a lot of karmas. Okay, they do so much activities, and they get involved in that activities completely. Okay, they are attached to material happiness, gain, and pain. Okay, if the expected the result or acknowledgement or appreciation is not received, then they experience the pain, or they experience the frustration and depressions. If expected acknowledgement, appreciation, and fruit of the karma is gained, they are the most happy people in the world. So they get attached to material happiness, material gain, and material pain. Okay, and that's why they are bounded in the cycle of birth and death. Okay, so basically today's culture, whatever we are in this Kali Yuga, today's culture is full of rajoguni people, especially. Next one is a tamas guna, illusive behavioral qualities. Okay, so tamah tattva adhnanam cha adhnanam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidra tah nibandhanti bharata. So what is this tamas? Tamas is a moha. Tamas is full of delusions, full of illusions. Okay, they are doing, they are having the quality of pramada. Okay, madness. They do so many activities which is not required also in the society. Okay, so they often and often they are committing lot of mistakes. Okay, alasya, their all activities are lethargic activities. You know, we have to push them literally, that do this, do that. Okay, nidra, they are always in a nidra state. You know, some people are listening, sitting in the class, sitting in the conference, and sleeping in the conference, or sleeping in the lecture. Okay, so their body is awake or their eyes are open, but internally they are sleeping. So these are tamas dominant people, born due to ajnana. Okay, basically this tamas guna is a output or is a consequences of ajnana, lack of knowledge. Okay, so tamoguni person is always captured in moha or bondages. Okay, and that makes him inactive completely. Okay, so as he is completely caught in the moha. What is a moha? The actually moha is a output or is a son of the ignorance or lack of knowledge. So this is a tamas quality. This is a, that's why it is always called as a illusive behavioral quality. Okay, and these people face a lot of issues in the life, or they are least happy people in the world. So what are the bondages of this guna? It is exactly opposite to the sattva guna. Okay, the tamas guna is one end and sattva guna is another end. Okay, they commit all the moha qualities. Okay, they commit all the ignorant qualities. they are actually they are having the lack of knowledge of doing any activity. That's why they do the activity very wrongly. Okay, it leads to viparya. Viparya means they conceive the things very wrongly. First of all, no, we go to a place and we, first of all, what the thing we do, we don't start activity suddenly. We stand in the situation. First, we observe the situation. Okay, first we pursue something, that what is the thing required, what I am supposed to do. Okay, so they perceive the things very wrongly because of the lack of the knowledge, and that is called as a viparya. Okay, that leads this, their moha, their ignorant or their lack of knowledge leads to viparya. Okay, they are having the least interested in spiritual knowledge and activities. They are not at all interested. They are interested in all the worldly material life or the things. They are least interested people in the spiritual knowledge. They are not active like rajas also. Okay, rajas people are highly dynamic people. These people are not active like a rajas people also. They are committed or they are caught in the addictions. So many, you will find so many people are caught in the addictions. Okay, they depends on the material thing. Their all happiness is dependent on the materialism. Okay, their happiness is dependent is based on food intake. Their happiness is dependent on the luxuries of the material life. Okay, when they will receive all these things, then only they will be happy. If they are not receiving all the luxury of the material thing, it is almost impossible for them to be happy. Okay, so they are caught in addictions. They are completely dependent on the material things, and that's why they are bound with the in this cycle of birth and death. So here we discuss in this presentation some basic qualities of the or basic behavioral qualities of the fetus or of the baby or of a person. So which makes the person or which because of this gunas or these qualities, the person behaves in a different behavioral pattern. Okay, thank you very much. I will end this presentation recording here.